Looks like BSPN Studios is under construction again. Looks like Big Stevie Pump's been digging in this closet with all these cards. It's a good thing he's been challenged. This show's gonna be a special episode. Stick around. Next on Tales from Collector's Paradise featuring Big Stevie Pump. Tales from Collector's Paradise, hosted by yours truly, Big Stevie Pump. Hey guys, Big Stevie Pump here. Welcome to Tales from Collector's Paradise. Alright guys, I'm going to try to get through this. You can tell I'm a little hoarse. I've been sick the last week. That's why I really hadn't been able to get any content out. But that's okay. I've been challenged, so I have to answer the challenge. That's right. Inglorious Max, and you can check out his channel. I've linked it down below. And while you're checking out his channel, don't forget to check out my buddy Steven Imanson and also my other buddy Keith Allen. Okay, so Inglorious Max has challenged me to figure name channel challenge. So he basically wants me to take Big Stevie Pump and for every letter showcase a figure, that begins with that letter. So, I don't even know what I'm going to show. I just decided to come in here and hit record because I hadn't got a chance to put a show out in a little bit, and I wanted to do this. So like I said, I'm going to power through this. I may have to pause it quite a bit and drink some water. But anyway, I want to thank you for all the likes and the comments and the subscriptions, man. We're growing the channel. 209 subscribers strong and growing. We're, well into the 1300s on Instagram, guys. The website, memorabiliacollectibles.com. We're getting in new product all the time. Been getting in lots of G.I. Joe stuff. Don't forget to cruise on over there and check out that. Star Wars, G.I. Joe, wrestling, Masters of the Universe, you name it, we got it. If we don't have it, tell us what you want. We're going to try to get it. Anyway, so back to Inglorious Max. He's challenged me, figure name challenge, so I'm going to pause it real quick, and I'm going to be right back with the first specimen. Hang tight. All right, so check this out. This guy, Mr. Chuck's, come busted in, and I've showed Mr. Chuck's before, and he likes being a star, but he loves coming into BSPN Studios. So this guy, he's just like my best friend, okay? My son Andrew thinks it's hilarious because I say we're best friends together. So anyway, we're going to put Mr. Chuck's down. He's probably going to try to continue interrupting the broadcast here, but we're going to keep charging ahead, folks. Speaking of charging ahead, the charge to 300 coined by my main man, the real JC Jackson, hashtag PUMPSQUAD, hashtag just keep grinding, and Jackson is a member of the Bro Sack, baby. Okay, now, so, for the B, we're going to bring it out, baby. The big bad booty daddy. Big Papa Pump. Scott Steiner. So, obviously, Big Papa Pump. Big Stevie Pump. So, the perfect choice. Let's see if we can fix that chainmail. The perfect choice for Big Stevie Pump and Big Papa Pump. So I'm supposed to kind of tell a story about these figures. So this is a Jakks Pacific Ruthless Aggression figure. Now, when Scott Steiner, the big bad booty daddy, Big Papa Pump, when he come out, and he, of course, he's a brother of Rick Steiner, the Steiner brothers, and he used to have brown hair and a nice mullet and everything. Let's see. I got an old... This is a WCW Galoob Scott Steiner. And you can see here, he used to have this sweet mullet and everything, brown. And then he shaved his hair, and he went with this blonde look, and he kept some of the brown in there. Anyway, and then he donned the persona, Big Papa Pump, the big bad booty daddy. Well, I just thought that was the funniest thing, man. So literally, 25 years ago, I adopted the handle Big Stevie Pump. My emails and stuff, I use that stuff all over the place. So Big Stevie Pump's been my handle for like 25 years because of this guy right here, Big Papa Pump, the Big Bad Booty Daddy. Who's your hookup? Holla if you hear me. Anyway, guys, so that's number one. So let's keep going, guys. We'll be right back. All right, and we're back. And I'm so glad that Inglorious Max challenged me to this because this is just fun and completely random. And like I said, I really don't have much of a clue where I'm going with this, but how often do you get to show a maniacal dentist, Isaac Yankem? So this is a San Diego Comic Con exclusive from a few years back, and you'll have to forgive me. It's been a few years. I mean, I feel like it's 3 or 4 years ago. And the problem is with the dates on these, they use the molds over again a lot. So even whatever it says, which this says 2011, and this was definitely not from 2011. I mean, I feel like it's more maybe 2016 or something. But anyway, this is a maniacal dentist. Now, this is Kane. Glenn Jacobs, the mayor of Knox County in Knoxville, Tennessee. So when he very first come out, he used to wrestle in like Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So when they needed a call-up or whatever, there was a feud between Jerry the King Lawler and Bret the Hitman Hart. And they had like a kiss your foot match or whatever. And Lawler didn't wash his feet. And ultimately, he was going to shove it in Bret Hart's mouth, but Bret Hart ended up turning the tables and shoving Lawler's own foot in his own mouth, and he ended up having to go see a dentist, which ends up being this guy. Before he was Kane, before he was Fake Diesel. That's the funny thing about Glenn Jacobs is he had some pretty crappy gimmicks before he kept sticking with it and becoming Kane. So, for Isaac Yankem, he's a maniacal dentist, and this is part of, Mattel's Elite line and San Diego Comic Con. Now, the reason I chose this particular figure, I got a friend of mine that works in the dentist office. You know who you are. Cushy Cart, we'll go ahead and call him out. Cushy Cart, how about the shout out for you working in a dentist office and thought they'd get a kick out of this right there. So, Isaac Yankem, that one's for you. So let's pause it and come back with the G, baby. All right, guys, we're trying to make it through this, but guess what you got now? You got you a G. Well, we got ourselves a package opening, a little reveal, straight up from Hasbro. Oh, we don't want to show my address and stuff. Hopefully I didn't pick up on camera, but whatever. I'm not refilming this, folks. What you gotta do, you gotta pull out a buck 382-1. And get this package open. There it is, folks. So the G, as long as they sent me the right thing, we're going to get a package reveal. We're going to get, these figures shown. Inglorious Max, great idea. I don't even know who I'm going to challenge. You know what? Maybe I'll challenge Steven Imonson. Steven Imonson, whenever you see this, the name of your channel, you got to come up with a figure for each letter. So I'm challenging you, Steve Imonson. I'm also going to go ahead and challenge Keith A-Hole to do the same. So check it out, folks. Frickin' Greedo, baby. That's right. Greedo. So this is completely random. The reason I'm showing Greedo is because I just got him in the mail, from Amazon. He's an Amazon exclusive. So I got Greedo. So that's the perfect G. I ain't even seen him. I just pulled him out. Let's go ahead and get him open because I'm not really going to keep this card. We just want to go ahead and get Greedo out. He's got this gun. It looks like he's got a holster. Greedo's coming out, man. He wants to be shown to the world. When you have a Greedo figure, you just got to get him on out there. Greedo, Greendo, whatever. Look at this guy, man. You telling me Greedo ain't ready? Of course he is. Now, he comes with this pistol, and he's got a holster, but it looks like, folks, it's kind of almost like the original Greedo. Look at that. He's got this really long hand here. Like what? This weird alien hand. He is like a weird alien dude, and then he's ready to do business. So, what do I think of Greedo here? Well, he's $20, I think. I don't think he was more than 20. I think that's all he was, $20. I mean, that arm's already looking pretty loose there. I barely even moved it. He's awful green. Greendo here. this alien hand is a little weird. I feel like that's a little too lanky and long and alien-like. Maybe not. I don't know. But I do like the fact that he's got a holster, you know. And like I said, he's got the pistol. So anyway, I needed a Greedo. I missed out on the one where like him and Han were together in the scene in the cantina. And then they did another one, I think, a re-release. And Cousin Davey is going to have to tell me on that one. Drop it in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure they re-released Greedo in the Black Series. Maybe there weren't many out there or something. But like anyway, Greedo's hard to get. So when that one come on there, it's not my ultimate desired Greedo. I don't think it looks, you know, as great as I would hope. But I would rather have this Greedo than no Greedo at all. You heard it here first, folks. And my voice is getting shot, so we're going to have to pause it. We got the big. We got to come up with some Stevie now. So we're going to pause it, get some water, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. And I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize how hard this was going to be to kind of narrow it down. And I mean, sadly, I can't get to quite all of my stuff. And it's like I want to show a variety, but then there's certain ones I want to show, like S here. It's like I want to show Superman, but it's like, okay, but I got to show Stone Cold Steve Austin for a couple of reasons why. Now, this is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. So much so that my oldest son's name is Austin. So, I mean, Stone Cold was nuts back in the day, man. I mean, like in the mid-90s, in the Attitude Era. And so this figure, I'm pretty sure this one was a Ringside Collectibles exclusive. And it come with these 3 belts, if I remember correctly. And with the smoking skull belt there, and the old school belt, or, like it's kind of the transition of when they were doing like the Winged Eagle, both of these kind of, some of these titles had some pretty short-lived, histories or whatever. But, so this is an elite figure. Like I said, it was from ringsidecollectibles.com. And, a lot of what I'm going to show is wrestling figures because obviously I've got a lot of wrestling figures. I mean, that's kind of my thing for, 40 years, and I dabble in some of these other lines. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, G.I. Joe, I'm big on that, and Star Wars and some of that stuff. But anyway, and, speaking of S, well, I couldn't really get to my Snake Eyes. I got that Snake Eyes. So that's an honorable mention. That one's from Dollar Tree. $1 will get you that Snake Eyes, folks. Anyway, so I wanted to showcase this Stone Cold because, like I said, my son's name is Austin, and Stone Cold was a huge deal for me in my life. So, boom, there you got the S for that. So we're getting there. We're getting in there. Now, T. Let me pause it for just a second and get a drink of water. I'm sorry, folks. I'm really trying to power through this. Now, for T, we're going to kind of cheat a little bit. Well, not really, but Triple H. And the reason we're going to go with Triple H. Now, this is an Ultimate figure. So this is a WWE Mattel Ultimate. And you can see the way this, the torso swivel, the torso bend, and everything. So these come with multiple heads, and I don't have all those handy. He come with this belt. He come with this sledgehammer. I think he come with a bottle of water. Of course, these, double jointed knees. Excellent articulation on these Ultimates. I mean, you can really do some pretty intense posing. Of course, the chainmail shirt. And of course, yeah, I really am a fan of the chainmail look, I guess. You got, boom, let's just do that. We can put Papa Steiner, Big Papa Pump. That's what my son Andrew called Scott Steiner, Papa Steiner, when he was little. Now he's super chainmailed up. Anyway, we're being silly today, folks, on Tells from Collector's Paradise featuring Bigsteviepump. And I have been challenged by Inglorious Max once again. Don't forget to hit him up. I've added him to the featured channels down below there. Anyway, Triple H, we're doing the name challenge, the figure name channel challenge. So we're on the T for Triple H. The reason I'm showing Triple H, one, I wanted to showcase an Ultimate figure. 2, I have more Triple H's than any other wrestling figure. Now, I guess that's because he's been around for so long. He's not necessarily my favorite. Big Stone Cold fan, big Flair fan, big Hogan fan. I mean, I am a big Triple H fan. Oh, big Jericho fan. Let's not leave Jericho out. Come on now. Come on, Bigsteviepump. Tighten up. But anyway, Triple H just so happens I've got more of him than anybody else. It's more than 70 figures, folks. More than 70 Triple H's. They make a lot of cool ones, so I'm a sucker for Triple H figures. So, there you have a dirty little secret on Big Stevie Pump. Now, what do we got? We got E. This next figure's terrible. This is Edge. Now, this is from Justoys, and it says on the back, I believe it says, I can't tell if that says 96 or 98. I'm thinking 98. Maybe the camera can pick it up a little better than I can. So it's got like his signature on the back. These are just awful. But I thought, I've got two of them to deal with. I thought, I'm going to work in something. I wanted to work in some randoms, some random stuff. Not a big fan of these bendums and these bendies, but they were about $3 a piece back in the day, 20 some odd years ago. So that's how that one made it onto the show. Now, V, what we got? Okay. I went ahead and grabbed some of these while I was looking around, folks, and I will have to pause it again here shortly. We got Voltron. Now, as a kid, I always wanted the big Voltron. And I feel like my mom might have even bought it for me. And I possibly may have changed my mind at the last minute. I feel like there might have been a story like that. Needless to say, never got my hands on a Voltron as a kid. Now, this particular Voltron, it's, not the greatest Voltron in the world. However, I know Keith Aho has had his eyes on it when he's been over here a couple of times. He's asked about it. So I don't know, but this is the only Voltron piece that I've got. And like I said, it's not too great. It's just, it is what it is. But I bought this at a little local store around here called The Great Escape. Which they got like comics and CDs and some toys. I really wish they had more stuff. But anyway, this was only a few bucks, $3 or $4, and it's die cast. It's it's die cast in plastic, but the body, all of this is, the legs and all this is die cast. The only thing that's plastic is really the arms and these wings. The head's plastic. But anyway, these are pretty heavy, so that's Voltron. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the eye. Irwin R. Shyster. And this is a WWF Hasbro. So this was made by Hasbro in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, like I guess really 1990. After the LJNs, and we may see one of those here in a little bit, after they lost the license to them, Hasbro come in, and these are actually terrible. So look at this. His leg goes up in there, and he's supposed to like do a stomp. It's just like, what? What in the world is that, folks? That's awful is what that is. Look at how bad that looks. Now, these do have a lot of nostalgia. His legs, it's just, they don't even move, It's just, this is just awful. It really is just awful. And I was never a huge fan of these. This was a little past my time as a kid, but I did collect them, and I went ahead and picked them up, and I had some of them, but it was like, I don't really like them. I'm more into the realism, and that's why I like the Mattels and keep collecting them. Like I said, how do you not want to buy this Triple H when you got this Irwin R. Shyster, and this is what you were dealing with in the 90s, and now you've got this. It's like, what? Come on, So anyway, what we got? We got one more E. We're going to get in a Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, folks. That's right. You're asking yourself, who in the hell is Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert? Well, this is one of the only figures that Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert ever had made. And it's from the Legends of Professional Wrestling line that come out at WrestlingSuperstore.com. There's a few online specialty stores, WrestlingSuperstore.com, RingsideCollectibles.com, that specialize in some of these wrestling figures. And WrestlingSuperstore.com, probably 15, 20 years ago, it probably has a date on here. 2001, 20 years ago. Wow, come on. Time flies when you're having fun, folks. Time flies when you are having fun. Now, I really like these. So this was on their website, and now they've got some other figures, and I've showed you some of them, like what they're doing now, and they're kind of Jakks ripoffs, but not as good. So, but you can see how terrible, the articulation is. Not much. You got the head turn, you got the arm turn, you got the waist turn, and then you got the legs that barely move. So this is Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. As far as I know, this is his only figure that he's ever had. He was a local wrestler. He was pretty popular around the Tennessee area and the Southeast region, as the territory wrestling used to be. All right, so now we've gotten through Stevie. Let's pause it. We'll come back and get through Pump. So let's be right back, guys. But here's Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, in case you ever wanted to see him. There he is. Hang tight. And we're back. All right, so we got the P. So you might as well go ahead and pull out a Paul. Mr. Wonderful. Orndorff. You know, WrestleMania 1, baby. Him and Roddy Piper. You got P for Piper. You know, Pump, Piper. How about that? WrestleMania 1. These guys right here, man, battling up with Hogan and battling it up with Mr. T. We may or may not have a Mr. T figure coming. I don't know. We got an M. Let's see. All right, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. He's also an M with that. Me and my buddy Hyde, Rock and Roll Hyde on Air on Instagram. Check him out. We were actually talking about Paul Orndorff the other day, and he was just talking about how this figure, you know, and actually, I think the one that he also liked, he was talking about this Mattel, just saying how good this was made. And actually, I take it back. I think he was referring to the first one when we were chatting the other day. Here's another one. I just happen to have him pretty handy. My Heenan associates are kind of on the front there, and that's the same head sculpt on these two Paul Orndorffs. But anyway, this is a very well-made figure, and I love the robe. I like both of these Paul Orndorffs very, very well. But me and Hyde, we had lunch at a place called Hugh Babies, and not too bad. I guess there's 3 of them here in Nashville. Sorry, I don't mean to be all up in your face there. Just trying to put Paul Orndorff back. Anyway, so I don't know how many there are. There's at least 3 in Nashville. Sorry, I was going to try to find something else real quick, and then I walk away, and then I can't find it. I'm like, oh, I'm just going to get my hands right on it. And then, of course, I don't get my hands right on it. Yep, yeah, I do. Somewhat. Sorry for the delay. Boom, we wanted to pull out an LJN. Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. We were talking about this one, and mine's a little scratched up. He's been in some wars. Well, since you got Paul Orndorff out, I guess I kind of spoiled the LJNs. Another one for my buddy Hyde. So these two, we were talking about Ultimate Warrior, and we were talking about Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. And he is a big fan of both of these. And this Ultimate Warrior, that's his favorite guy. Like, well, Pillman, he likes Brian Pillman, and he likes Paul Orndorff. No, Ultimate Warrior, and he likes Brian Pillman a lot. I think Pillman's kind of a guilty pleasure one for him. But anyway, he's a big Warrior guy. And it just so happened we were talking about Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. But, you know, so back in the day, you know, these figures here don't really have a lot of, you know, give to them. I mean, they kind of would bounce around, whatever. But when I was a kid, this line come out in 84, and it ran till 89. And this Ultimate Warrior is impossible to get. This figure goes way up into the hundreds of dollars. I was lucky enough to score mine on eBay about 20 years ago for $10. That's right. And back then it was going for $50 to $100. I mean, you couldn't touch it for under $100 back then. And a Canadian eBayer listed it. Maybe they didn't know what they had. Maybe it was a mistake. Whatever the case was, buy it now, $10. I immediately hopped on it, even though it was in Canada. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I mean, are you really kidding me right now? Let's get a shot with me and the Ultimate Warrior. Let's see if we can get this shirt. Bigsteviepumps being silly. Anyway, the Ultimate Warrior for the U. So, what do we got now? We got M. Mr. T. I teased it earlier. We were talking about WrestleMania 1. I'm showing this Mr. T. Well, for one, because I pity the fool. You know what I'm talking about right now, folks? I've showed this before on a Figure Focus. I absolutely love this figure. It's one of my favorite figures that come out last year. Just incredible. Let's go ahead and get it open. Now, one of the things we talked about before, I like the pictures, you know, from WrestleMania, and these, you know, Mr. T and Hogan pictures. Now, it has this little piece here. Now, we had chatted before, you know, I had some debate with one of my friends on if it made sense to do this or not. Now, me personally, I think it does. And then you can pull this off. Now, you can pull this plastic off. Now, and then the Mr. T goes with it. But now you can actually touch the figure. and you can get to the figure. They're starting to do some of these and put them in the store, and I don't really love it like that. Now, I keep this figure in the package. I mean, I have pulled him out and messed with him, but I'm just going to leave him in here for right now and just show you him like that. But I do love this Mr. T figure, and therefore I just decided to make him go. I mean, there's a lot of M's. I mean, there's so many to choose from on all this. And like I said, I'm just kind of doing it, speeding through it. I'm putting some thought into it. I don't mean I'm not putting thought into it, but it's like I was challenged, and I just immediately wanted to go ahead and start doing it because I thought it would be a lot of fun. Now, so I guess for the finality of it all, the P, it just so happens, I'm going to cheat a little. We're going to do another package opening. P.S. Hayes. Michael P.S. Hayes, so he could have went for the M2. I'm cheating her all the way around, folks, but we're talking about a guy from freaking Bad Street, baby. Bad Street, USA, Michael P.S. Hayes. You're going to pull out a Buck 382-1, and you are going to go ahead and get your Michael P.S. Hayes out of the package, man, because that's what you're going to do, because everybody needs a Michael P.S. Hayes figure from Bad Street, the Fabulous Freebirds, baby. Look at this figure, man. You know, and in the 80s growing up, the Fabulous Freebirds were the deal, man. I mean, they were the deal. And it's like, you got the shirt, Bad Street. I may even open a couple of these, not right now. I got an extra one. So, anyway, we're going to get these hands out of here. I really dig P.S. Hayes here, and he's got those glasses. Sorry. All right, get him out of here. Michael P.S. Hayes. So this is in Elite 83. He is hitting Walmart. So he's the Walmart. No, that's incorrect. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Yes. Elite 83, that is correct. So in Elite 83, Michael Hayes is the Walmart chase figure. He's, an insert only at Walmart. So that's the only place you can get him. I think Ringside Collectibles also does have him. But he is a Walmart. He's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive figure. But man, I really had to have me a Michael P.S. Hayes. The P.S. stands for purely sexy, baby. And this guy, and I really should have fact-checked this, but I swear I almost remember this, that the Freebirds, this guy, is the reasoning for music, entrance music in wrestling. I'm pretty sure that the Freebirds were the first team to ever do entrance music, and then it caught on. Also, this is the guy that invented the stunner, the Stone Cold Stunner, and gifted it to Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is one of the most brilliant minds in professional wrestling history. Michael P.S. Hayes from Bad Street, USA. You know that you're going to get Michael P.S. Hayes from Bad Street, USA, on your show, Tales from Collector's Paradise. When you're doing the figure name challenge, Bigsteviepump, you just know it. Look at it right there. He's holding it up. Number one, he's already telling you, folks. He's already telling you. So Michael Hayes has only had like 3 figures. I got them all. You know that. Michael P.S. Hayes, and I'm super stoked. So we got a couple of package reveals. We opened some figures, man. We had some fun. I'm going to show you one final look at all these spelled out. Let's pause it real quick, and then we'll do that, and then we'll come back, and you get a little more FaceTime with Bigsteviepump, because everybody needs a little more FaceTime with Bigsteviepump. And I'm going to go ahead and give you the Bigsteviepump guarantee on that, baby. Boom. Hang tight, folks. You know I'm being stupid. You got to, right? All right, folks, and there you have it. Bigsteviepump, all spelled out in action figure form. So you got Big Papa Pump, Isaac Yankem, Greedo for Big, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Edge, Voltron, Erwin R. Shyster, and Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Eddie Gilbert there for Stevie. And then for Pump, you've got Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful. You got Ultimate Warrior. You got Mr. T. and you got P.S. Hayes, Michael P.S. Hayes. P.S. stands for Purely Sexy, baby. There it is, Big Stevie Pump. So, Inglorious, Max, I hope that's what you were hoping for and what you were wanting. I got some final words, folks. We'll be right back. All right, guys, and we're back. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Tales from Collector's Paradise. And this was a little bit different episode, a pretty cool one. And, maybe in the future I could do something like this again and show a different variety of figures. And sadly, a lot of my stuff is under construction right now, so I couldn't really get to all my figures. But I was challenged, and I thought, hey, that'll be a lot of fun. So, once again, Inglorious Max, thank you for challenging me. I think that's really cool. So I'm challenging Steven Imanson, and I'm challenging Keith A-hole, my good buddy. So you guys, you see what you got to do. So I'm curious to see your guys' attempts at that, or what figures you guys select. And Keith's got a lot of vintage stuff, and Steven Imanson, man, he does too. He's all over the place. He's got a lot of cool stuff. Both of them do. So anyway, guys, once again, thank you for joining me. I appreciate all the likes and the comments and the subscribes. Hashtag just keep grinding. Hashtag Pump Squad. How about the bro sack? The charge to 300. Hashtag that. We got a lot going on. We got some shout outs today. I'm going to get some more shout outs coming. I'm going to add some more channels to my featured channels. A lot of cool work being done out there on Instagram and YouTube. A cool community, even in your Facebook groups, guys. So don't forget to check me out. Like I said, Instagram, Bigsteviepump. Remember, BeACollectibles.com. Check me out on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Once again, I appreciate you joining me. And Big Stevie Pump out! Bam! Tales from Collector's Paradise, hosted by yours truly, Big Stevie Pump.